Okay, now objective of this exercise. So here what we are trying to do. Okay, meanwhile let me see. I think many questions are there in chat also. So Kostav is helping me on that part. So JMeter as I mentioned, like JMeter is a tool or software we use to do performance testing. Okay, then screen, let me make it full. Okay, Q side, as I mentioned, like Q will not be part of this project, but I will give you some basic knowledge of Q. Okay, then when I update Anypoint Studio 7.6 version to 7.10 version, it's showing the error like could not create the view. org Eclipse JW. Okay, so error part actually, like if you have any error, then you take advantage of our doubt group. So I will not prefer to answer here since it will impact everyone. Okay, JMS Rabbit MQ. So Q, like all Q concept, all Q follow same concept only, but every Q has some advantage and disadvantage. That details you can explore on internet. Okay. So HTTPS, we can use HTTPS connector, HTTPS protocol, not connector. So in HTTP we have two protocol, HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, so HTTPS is secured one. So for that actually, like we will have lots of discussion on HTTP and HTTPS, but we are going to use HTTP here. Okay, but I will give you detail of this load balancer, shared load balancer, then dedicated load balancer, and then I will explain lots of thing about this HTTP protocol, HTTPS protocol, what all port we need in different scenario. All those discussion we will do. Okay, fine then. So I think okay, and Madhura, you asked about this API LED architecture. Then definitely we are going to follow that API LED architecture. So here you can see we are going to develop some API in experience layer, some API in process layer, some API in system layer. Okay, so we are going to follow one complete project only. Okay, so whatever best practice I have followed till this point, 90% thing I will cover, 10% thing I will not able to cover due to license restriction. Okay, many software
Yeah,
like,
okay then.
yeah.
Ravi,
So
what we are seeing here, experience API, process API, and system API. Within these, we created gate, post, path, all the things. These all are the APIs. Huh?
yes, yes,
Okay. Means within system APIs, there are lots of APIs.
system layer, system, no, system is not API, system is layer.
Okay, system layer.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this API LED architecture, this is architecture, and you can say this is a theoretical concept. It's not like that, like system layer is something different. Means same way whatever API development process we will follow to create system layer API, same process we will follow to create process layer API. Same process we will follow to create experience layer API. We are just giving that name based on their usage. For which purpose we are creating that API? If we are creating that API to like to connect with different experience system, then that API will be experience API. If we are creating that API to connect with external system, okay, like database or Salesforce, then that will be system API. So based on usage of that API, we divide that into different layer, and this is just architecture, or you can say theoretical concept. Okay, and this is
Ravi, in one of my interview, like they have asked why we go for API-led connectivity. So I
yeah.
said there will be systematic approach. We go. That's why we go for
No, no,
API-led
no, no,
connectivity. Is
no.
that fine or
No,
is there
there are
anything?
lots of advantage addition. So that part only I was trying to mention. So if someone from Java and .NET background, then they should have idea of this microservice architecture. So like previously, like long back, we used to follow this monolithic architecture. So in monolithic architecture, what happened, we write entire code into one set of code. Like we write all the logic in one code, or you can see one application only. We write entire logic. Okay, if there will be any change or if there will be any code break, then entire application will be impacted. So to avoid this kind of thing, what we did, like now what we are following microservice architecture. And another advantage we have, we can reuse like code in microservice architecture. Okay, so what we do here in microservice architecture, we divide after entire business logic into small module, and then again that module will be divided into a small sub module. Okay, and then developer will develop small sub module, and we will connect those sub module to create one entire system. So many places you will see one sub module is used by another multiple sub module. So our code will be reusable code. Okay, and another thing, if one part of our code will be impacted, it will impact only few functionality. It will not impact all the, it will not impact entire system. Okay, let me show you one diagram, then it will be more clear.
Yeah, Ravi, I got it. Yeah.
For other, let me explain. So maybe many people are here like very beginner. So everyone able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so here,
Yes.
here you can see like we have 3 layers: experience layer, then we have process layer, and then we have system layer. Okay, so all the system layer API are responsible to connect with external system. Okay, all this process layer, here we apply all the business logic. In process layer we apply all the business logic. So whatever API we will develop here, and whatever business logic we need for that particular business requirement, we will apply in this layer. And this experience layer, you can see here, it's responsible to connect with different experience system. It can be mobile application, it can be web application, it can be Salesforce system, it can be Facebook system, it can be some legacy system. Okay, these all are experience system. So for different experience system, we have different experience layer. Why we need this different experience API? Maybe this web application may need some different set of data. This mobile application may need some different set of data. Whatever API like we are exposing to this web application, this API need more security. Okay, so here we need JWT, or they support JWT, or they support OAuth. For example, this support OAuth and this one support JWT. So for this API we will apply JWT security, for this API we will support OAuth. Now this Salesforce system don't support JWT and OAuth. It support only client ID enforcement and basic auth. So for this API we will apply those policy. So based on like different experience system will have different limitation, will have different expectation. So to fulfill that, we need different experience layer. As I mentioned, process layer we will apply all the business logic here. Okay, and system layer will be responsible to connect with external system. Now here you can see this system layer, this system application is used by this system, this process API also, and this process API also. So what we are doing, we are reusing this API in multiple places. So here advantage will be like our code will be more reusable. Okay, for this also you can see this system API is used by this process layer, this process application, and this one. So same API is getting same module, like same smallest module will be used by multiple different process layer or multiple different system to fulfill different business requirement. So first advantage, it will give us code, it will increase our code reusability. Second thing, for example, like if this API is not working, so what will happen? It will impact only this part of business, it will not impact other part of business. Okay, if one API, for example, if this API stopped working or this API stopped working, then what will happen? This API will only impact this business functionality. Here maybe like this system is not using this one, this system is using only this one. So if there will be any problem in this system and this system and this application and this application API, then if this is not using this one, then this particular functionality will still running. So in this way, like if there will be any code break, then it will impact only limited part of functionality of our system, and another part it will increase code reusability. Okay.
Ravi, how many process APIs we can use, or only one process API we can use?
Sorry, how many process?
How many process API we can use?
So that will depend on your business, no? Like how big business you have, how on which basis you want to define your process layer. Okay, that you can't tell any fix. There is no fixed logic to identify that one. So
Okay.
based on business requirement, whatever like system they want to develop, based on that system you need to define how many process API you need. Okay.
Ravi, what are the ways we have to communicate with each layer among each layer? So if we have system layer, process layer, and experience layer, how
Yes.
these layers will be communicate each other? What are the ways we have
Yeah,
to call each other?
so this will be REST API. So here generally like in 99% cases we used to create this REST API. Okay, so this system will be REST API, this process API process layer will call this REST API using HTTP method, this experience API will call this process API using HTTP method. So this will be again REST API. Okay, so in 99% cases there will be communication using HTTP method. In some places we will have communication through queue or other medium. Okay, but what I have seen, from one layer to another layer, in 99% cases we are exposing particular layer as a REST API and exposing and consuming using this HTTP requester connector.
Other than that HTTP request connector, do we have anything else?
Yeah,
Ravi?
you can create custom connector. Okay, so whatever system API we have, we can create as a custom connector and we can use that custom connector. That is one way. Another, during these two system we can have file system or we can have JMS queue, we can have database. There can be another system also, that will come very rarely.
Okay.
Ravi,
Yes.
here you told that HTTP methods we will use, right?
Yes.
Means get, post, this and all. How we will use to call each API?
That will be REST API.
Using this HTTP.
That will be REST API. So to call any REST API and to expose our API as a REST API, we need HTTP connector. So we will use HTTP connector.
Connector in the sense listener or a requester?
Yes, that is operation. HTTP listener, inside HTTP connector we have HTTP listener operation, we have requester. These all are operation. This listener and requester is operation, and this is our connector, HTTP connector.
Okay, thank you, Ravi.
And Ravi, what are the APIs which we are going to develop under this project, almost 16? So each API must have to go to the same phase, right? Like designing the ML, and then
Yeah,
do the
yeah.
endpoint studio development, then
Yes, yes.
deploying to the cloud.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so next we will go for this objective of this exercise. So let me switch